Close to the holidays here. Week 12. Back at you one more time. Friday Junior. Here we go. Here's money. Betty Boom. Back in the spot. Where you at? All my subscribers, likers, everybody, commenters. What we doing this week? We doing what we do every week. You know what I'm saying? Shiny W's. That's all we saying is shiny W's. You know what I'm saying? Week 11 was interesting. You know, it's always some upsets. Always, something going down. Always a quarterback getting hurt or replaced. There's going to be a couple of them this week. You know what I'm saying? It's, still a couple of teams at the top of the AFC. A few teams got a bye. There'll be no bye this week. Next week will be the last of the byes as we go down the stretch. We get into it. Last week's pretty good. Only called 12 games. Like I said, didn't take that pass game, but still sent it out there for y'all wanted to take the pass. They went on ahead, did what I said they was gonna do, and then we came back on winning Sunday, and like I said, we ain't do Monday. Came back on winning Sunday, and they call quick 10 out of 12, as you can see what was happening, and then my man from the streets, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm gonna have to put that W right there. My man from the streets went on ahead, got us 3 W's. We not gonna leave that one out. We gonna go ahead and put it right on the board. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna make 3, and not only is that gonna make 3, that's gonna put us up to double digits. You know what I'm saying? That's what we try and be. We try and be at double digits right about this time, because double digits is the hardest digits to get to. You know what I'm saying? Once we get to double digits, we get everything rolling, everything settled down with these teams. A couple of these teams was pretenders the whole time, and a couple of these teams is going to be on the rise. So as you can see, only 2 losses was the Lions. That was an upset pick right there. Didn't come through on prime time matchup, and the Chiefs fell to the Broncos after holding the lead. Couldn't keep the lead late in the fourth quarter. Prop bets didn't go so well. 1 out of 4 each prop bet, and also for me, for the over unders, it was 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4, and like I said, man from the street, it was 4 out of 4. That make me 1 and 11 in the last 12. Rough for the over unders, but not so much for the parlay. That's why I say my man from the streets. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at them parlays. Make sure you lock them in. All right, here we go. Week 12. Like I said, the Broncos continue to win. The coach, still out there. They gonna be fresh coming into this buzzsaw schedule they got. The Steelers, trying to hold that lead right now. Kansas City and the Ravens on the outside looking in. Teams like the Niners, but with a serious chance of getting right in there. Teams like the Jaguars and the Bears, holding certain positions. It's only a matter of time for the good teams eventually end up, going ahead and putting it all together out there for the stretch run. Here is the big bowl for you today. If you can see it, just try to zoom it out. You know what I'm saying? Not too far. There you go. Bang. There it is. All your gambling needs right there. Yeah. So, for the night, games before Thanksgiving, we'll be airing on Wednesday next week because it's going to be Thanksgiving. It's going to be busy. The games are going to be early, and we want to get you settled for you, so you won't be scrambling for these picks. So that's going to be next week. It's going to be on Wednesday. But for the night, we got the Bills. We got the Texans. They got the Bills. Bills trying to get back. Definitely trying to get back in it. The Patriots have been winning. They've been on a vicious winning streak right now. The Bills, they've already absorbed the loss of those guys. They were playing one more time, and they right now they're just trying to keep pace. The Texans, Texans been looking pretty decent as of late. Like I said, one of those teams, the quarterbacks, he actually didn't play last week too much. He didn't play last week at all either. C.J. Stroud will not be playing again this week, and Davis Mills will be filling in. He led that victory last week. Record's been pretty good. He hasn't lost yet. Filling in for C.J. Stroud. I look for that to end. I look for that to end tonight. Bills need this game. We've seen the primetime matchups go in the wrong direction almost all year long. I think this going to be different. It's going to be, as you've seen, Bills already absorbed the loss of the Falcons. Really can't afford to absorb too many more losses to subpar teams. I think Josh Allen gets it done. I think James Cook gets it done. They looked pretty decent last week. I'm going to take them to keep it rolling. And I would take that game on the money line. I wouldn't mess with that spread. I might even take the Texans on the spread at home, but I'd definitely take the Bills on the money line. All right, our next game would be the Steelers and the Bears. Two teams going in opposite directions. Steelers dropped another one last week. Bears found another way to win. Been winning a lot. Only lost one game since that miraculous win against the Commanders about a little over a month ago. They have only dropped one game since. Have been winning a lot of close games, a lot of fourth quarter games like they did last week. Looks like it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be in Soldier Field. It's going to be cold. It's going to be early. Steelers D has been improving as of late. They have absorbed a few injuries, but they look pretty much good to go. Pretty much like I said, they're right in that 9-8-8-9 range is what the schedule looks like going forward. The Bears are an interesting team. They're actually first in the North. I know you can't believe it, but yeah, the Packers are actually second with that win that the Bears got last week, and they're going to look to keep it rolling. I don't believe that they will. It's one of the teams that have fallen out. It's going to take a while for them to fall out, but for this game, I went on ahead and I'm going to take the Bears. I'm going to take the Bears at home to get it done, to keep it rolling before they eventually collapse down the stretch. Maybe not. Hopefully, for Chicago fans, maybe not, but we'll see. All right, here we go. Patriots, Bengals. Patriots, another one of those streaking teams in the AFC. Them, the Colts, and of course, they've been doing some good things. Them the Colts and the Patriots. Sorry about the Patriots, the Colts is in the top, is number one right now, and then can't forget the Broncos. You got all three of them at you, but right now they're gonna be playing the Bengals. Bengals are like one of those teams that they just can't get it together. They under 500 for right now. I mean, they've been trying to do their thing. Joe Burrow looks to be coming back soon. He may come back, he may not. I wouldn't play him because it doesn't look like they're gonna get too many W's. He hopefully will be back for Thanksgiving is what they're saying, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Patriots have been streaking out there, been real streaky. One of those three top AFC teams. Will one of those teams actually make it to the Super Bowl? Who knows? I'm predicting neither one of those three actually will. So we will see as we get further into the season. But for right now, the fight for the number one seed. The Patriots have been beating the hell out of everybody. The spreads haven't been like the Broncos, where it's been close, or where it's been tight in the fourth quarter. No, they've been taking care of business. As far as the spread looks like that on the road. I look for the Patriots to cover that spread against the Bengals, and for the Bengals to put up a good showing. Look for a lot of points to get scored in this game. All right, our next matchup, it'll be the Giants and the Lions. The Giants, Lions is looking rough out last week. Giants, definitely a rough out last week. Both trying to regain their form this week. I'm pulling for the home team. So is the bookie. I think the Lions will recover. It was just a tough matchup last week. Goff really couldn't find his footing like he needed to. The game couldn't really get going. They were playing in the link, and Philly is tough to beat there. And just had to absorb that tough loss. The Giants, on the other hand, have been taking W's all year, taking L's all year. Actually looking for a W. They switched to quarterback Jameis Winston. Got the same results. He didn't fare that well last week. They'll probably put him out there again this week. It doesn't really matter at this point what quarterback they put out there, because Jackson Dart will be back to start the season next year. Hopefully, if they're smart, they'll position themselves for a draft pick. And I like the Lions. I don't really like double-digit spreads. I would take the Lions to cover the spread at home. All right, our next matchup, it'll be the Vikings and the Packers. All right, Vikings. Fresh off the L last week. Packers Same thing. They failed and fell out of the. Or fell real far. They not only fell out of the race for the NFC, but they fell out of the AFC North race. I mean the NFC North race as well, taking that loss last week, and the Vikings just couldn't put it together at the end. Also, on both teams, this is a NFC North divisional matchup. Packers favored by 6. Jordan Love has been inconsistent at best. We'll see what he's going to do going forward. That Tucker Craft effect is really affecting the Packers right now since he's been gone. The Packers haven't really been able to put it together. On the other hand, McCarthy continues to grow. This is really his first season, even though this is his second year, because he didn't play all of his rookie season. Look for him to keep improving. That D looks pretty decent. I'd take the Packers on the money line. I like the Packers on the money line in a low-scoring game in that one. All right, here we go. We got Seattle Seahawks. We got the Tennessee Titans, the Fighting Titans out there playing at home against the Seahawks, who are surging in the NFC right now. With Sam Darnold taking over as quarterback, and running game. Jackson Smith-Njigba is one of the top 2 receivers in the league, and they've been rolling. They've been piling up W's as we go along. Titans looking for their second win of the year. They'll most likely get a high draft pick, top 3 pick, which they would need to help Ward out. Like I say, he's a pretty decent player, just doesn't have the weapons right now. That and free agency might get them to doing something next year, but for this year, the largest spread, second largest spread of the week, Ravens on the largest spread of the week, it's minus 13. They look good for it. They look good for it. Titans really don't have much answers, but they play tough. They play tough. I like the spread, but if I'm not going to take this game. This is one of the games that I'm not taking this week. But if I was to take this game, I'd probably take the Titans. I'd probably take the Titans plus the 13, just because they're still trying to figure a couple things out, and Ward could get hot and actually keep them in this game. And so I would take the Titans to cover that spread, but I just would leave that game alone and see what happens. All right, next matchup would be a big matchup for the week. We got the Chiefs, we got the Colts. Like I said, 2 teams going in opposite directions. The Colts, like I said, one of the top 3 teams out there, and the Chiefs trying to get there. The Chiefs looked like they was good for it a couple weeks ago, went on a little winning streak, and then absorbed 2 straight losses. They now sit at 500, which is actually the worst record of Patrick Mahomes' career as it started this late in the season. Also, the streak of them winning 9 straight division titles in the AFC West is in danger because Denver has the top record, and also the Chiefs are ahead of. Also, the Chargers are ahead of the Chiefs, and the Chargers and the Chiefs play a little later on, and also the Chiefs and the Broncos play a little later on. Chiefs was up late in that game, 19-13, and just couldn't hold it, couldn't move the ball at the end. Bo Nix kept them in it, and a few field goals later, the game was over. The game was over, 23-20. Everybody go home. Separated themselves from the Chiefs for at least a couple of weeks. The Colts coming off their bye, they're going to be fired up. They're going to be energized. They're going to be looking to get back in that number 1 race that has been taken over by the Patriots right now. Going to be an interesting matchup. For me, it's a no-brainer, though. 2 of these matchups, they look interesting, no-brainers for me. I'm going to say the Chiefs win at home. What Chiefs need this game. It's hard to, put down the champ. Champ's going to come out fighting. The champ is at home. You know what I'm saying? The champ is going to be hungry. You know what I'm saying? You can never count the champ out until you knock him out. And so this is what it's going to take. Like I said, the coach was going to run into a buzzsaw after they came off the bye, and this is the start of that right there. If the Colts can hang on, they definitely should make the playoffs, but it's going to be interesting in that division with the Jaguars charging. It's going to be an interesting finish at the end, which we didn't really expect early in the season. All right, for the second half of the week, we have the Jets and the Ravens. Ravens owner of the biggest spread of the week, 13.5. have been on a winning streak and are one game out in the AFC North. While the Jets struggle, they continue. This is a non-injury replacement to Fields. We're going to have Taylor go out there and see what he can do. Fields is just not putting up the numbers. Everybody's pretty much in on him. He's a capable backup, but not even a low-end starter at this point. Still has good ball skills, probably. I just have mechanical issues and seeing the field like he should. Maybe he might give it another 10. Maybe we'll see. But as far as the Ravens are concerned, they're looking to go over 500 now after starting off 1-5. And I think they're going to get it done, definitely. I would definitely take the Ravens to win by 20 at least. I don't think the Jets are going to do much of nothing. I think they've given up on the season. And I think they would be trying to get a top 3 pick, even though they'll most likely get a running back. I don't see any top quarterbacks in this draft. So it's going to be tricky for the Jets next year. But at least they will have secured a top 3 pick. I'll probably work on some of those rookies and see what they got for the rest of the season. I like the Ravens to win big in this game. Next matchup, interesting matchup. One of those injured quarterbacks, Gabriel, he will not be able to go. And in this place, yes, you know it. It's that guy, Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders. We're going to get his first full start this week, going on the road playing the Raiders, who absorbed the loss last week. Both teams absorbed losses. This is going to be an interesting game. That's all I can say. Neither one has any playoff hopes, but just looking to see what the young guys got. A lot of young talent out here on both sides of the ball, both for the Browns and the Raiders. I don't think Geno Smith and Pete Carroll experiment is going to work. I think they definitely need to see what's going on in the draft. But Vince's Raiders, they're not going to have a high pick. It's going to be a mid pick because they're going to keep trying to get these W's. The Browns, they haven't won with a starting rookie quarterback going out there yet, but they are playing the Raiders, so you know it is a toss-up. That's why I stayed away from this game. I wouldn't bet on this game. If I was betting on this game, I would take the Raiders just because they haven't. The Browns haven't. I might do something. I might take the Browns plus the points and then on the money line and just try that just to see where my luck was at, but. That's all it would really be because I wouldn't bet that game. I'd stay away from that game. I'd take the Raiders at home if I had to. All right, our next matchup is the Jaguars versus the Cardinals. Wheels are falling off for the Cardinals. They're also going to Jacoby Brissett over Kyler Murray. And Jaguars are still in the playoff chase, and also in the AFC South chase. Depending on what happens in that match, the matchups with the coach that they got, and it's going to be interesting going down the stretch. If they can keep winning, they should be able to win in this game. Lawrence has been looking good this year. Lawrence is, he's had some bad games, but he's had some bright spots, and so is ETN, and the rest of those guys, they have some talent out there. They are playing. They do have a pretty weak schedule this year, and that's probably why they're piling these wins up. The Cardinals just can't figure it out. Injuries and also just Kyler Murray not getting it together has derailed this season. I'm going to take the Jaguars. I'll take the Jaguars this week. I'll take them even on the spread on the money line because it's not a divisional matchup. It's an intra-conference matchup, and they should do a little better when the team doesn't really know exactly what they're throwing at them. So I would take the Jaguars both on the spread and on the money line in that game. All right, which leads us to one of our next biggest games. Biggest to the fans. This is another no-brainer for me. Eagles going on the road to play the Cowboys, 3.5-point favorites. Cowboys picked up a win. The Eagles picked up a win in prime time. This is the second time they'll be playing. The Eagles picked up a win in the first game, which was the first meeting of these teams. Beat the Cowboys pretty soundly. I don't see anything changing. I don't know why everybody's making up this Cowboys talk about Cowboys in the playoffs. The playoffs? The Cowboys ain't making. The Cowboys is not making no play. Any Cowboys fan want to bet me whatever they want to bet me, they not going to make no playoffs. In fact, after the next 3 weeks, it's not going to even look like they even had a chance to make the playoffs. So Cowboys fans going to enjoy this hype for at least the next 3 weeks. And the Eagles will take this game. I would take this game both on the spread and on the money line. For betting purposes, I took it on the money line just because they are on the road. And Hurts doesn't really put up big numbers, but I mean, Saquon does. And, a couple of big things can break when you have a Heisman Trophy winner receiver as your number 2 receiver, and also A.J. Brown. So, yeah, I think the Eagles are good for it to keep it rolling and to get that win. Another matchup I'm definitely staying away from would be the Falcons going on the road to take on the Saints. Like I said, a lot of quarterback injuries. Penix went down. It looks like a possible ACL. Like I said last year, he was injury prone. That's why he went so low. It wasn't necessarily because of his ball skills, and it definitely wasn't because of his measurements. It was because of his injury history. And the Falcons took a chance on him. Looked pretty good last year. It was looking decent early in the first half of this year, and then kind of things just fell apart for him. Saints been doing pretty bad, like I said they would. I mean, one of those two teams, I said the Saints and the Panthers. Panthers has shocked me this season, even though this 500 is not that shocking. But the Saints basically doing what I said they was going to do. They actually did get a W, and they're trying to stay out of having the worst record in the league. I think they actually might get that done with the Jets. Might end up getting that. Looks like it, but you never know with the quarterback play they have. They still have a few weapons. Kamara's still out there, and the D is now average because they're getting beat up every week. I'd stay away from this game, and if I had to bet, I'd just take the home team, which is interesting. That's why I would stay away, because they have Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins will replace Michael Penix, and you just don't know what he's going to get out of him. It hasn't been much lately. So, I mean, in any other situation, I'd take the Falcons. But I guess for betting purposes, I just take the Falcons on the money. Just for betting purposes, get your money, your parlay money up. But it's not really worth betting. All right, which leads us to the Sunday night big matchup. These are two big matchups. Actually, both of them big matchups. We got the Buccaneers and the Rams. Rams have been doing well. They've been winning. They've been getting W after W. Buccaneers stumbled last week, looking to get everything back this week. They have injuries. They are now the walking wounded. And it's getting harder for Baker Mayfield to get in that MVP conversation. He'll definitely be back in it with a win against the Rams this week, who keep it rolling with a W last week and look to continue that at SoFi Stadium. The Buccaneers have been an interesting team. They look like they will, no doubt, take that NFC South with the only competition being the Panthers. But just like last year, it did go almost down to the wire with the Falcons. Just not a lot of good play in that division right now. So it looks like the Buccaneers for the taking. The Rams are in another story. They're in a three-legged race there with the Niners out there and the Seahawks. And it's going to be interesting. Like I said at the beginning of the season, the only team that's going to fall off will be the Cardinals, and it looks like that's happening. The Rams will be looking to secure another W, and it's just one of those games where I'm just going to take the Rams on the money line just to win, just to get it out the way. I definitely think the Rams will win at home. The Buccaneers have just a tremendous amount of injuries. It's going to be tough for them to recover from that on the road, but they will put up a good showing as they usually do. But look for the Rams to win this game, which leads us to the Monday night game, especially good game for the bettors. This is a game where I'm going to bet on both sides because it looks wrong to me. Everything looks wrong to me. The spread looks wrong. The over-under looks wrong. Panthers on the road against the Niners. Panthers one game over 500, trying to get a couple games over 500, and also trying to catch the Niners and some other teams and to get in that playoff spot. Niners trying to secure a playoff spot. Will have one of the easiest schedules going forward, so they shouldn't have much of a problem if they can keep everybody healthy. Both teams got W's last week. Brock Purdy looked good coming back. The Panthers D looked good, and the running game looks good. The quarterback play is doubtful at best, which is probably why the spread is so high. But still, they've like I said, the D, when you have a good D, defense does travel on the road. And Brock Purdy is not at his best right now. He's working his way back in. They do have Robinson and McCaffrey in the backfield as an excellent addition. Brian Robinson take some hits off McCaffrey and completely screw up another team's running game in the Commanders. So that was a good move for the Niners. And I think they will win this game. I definitely think they will win this game. However, I do not think they will win by the amount that this saying. I think they'll win between 2 to 5 points, somewhere in there. So I would take the Niners on the money line, and then I come right back and take the Panthers on the spread. I think the Panthers can keep it close, but definitely don't see them winning. But just wanted to congratulations for them. They're having a pretty decent season, despite the quarterback play. So we'll see where that goes, and we'll see if they can actually make the playoffs. I think it's highly unlikely, but there's a lot of season left. So there you have it. The Niners, the win in the Monday night rally. Here we go with the parlays before we get out of here. As you can see, time is running short out there. All right, so here we go. Parlay number one. We got the Bills on the money line. We got the Packers on the money line. We got the Eagles on the money line, and we got the Rams on the money line. All right, pretty simple parlay right there. That's like, you have to put a little more on that one because it's actually like one of the lowest payout parlays, probably the lowest one I'll probably ever call, but it looked good for it, and we try and get you that turkey money. So parlay 2 is Niners money line, Jaguar spread, Lions spread, Bears spread. Parlay 3 is an interesting one. We got the spread on the Colts. We got the spread on the Titans. We went on ahead and put the spread on the Panthers, and then we went on ahead and took the Patriots on the money line, which leads us to our last parlay, which would be the Eagles on the money line, the Patriots on the money line, the Chiefs on the money line, the Rams on the money line, and the Niners on the money line. All right, so there you have it with our touchdown props. We went running back heavy this week. Mostly all running backs. Try to break out that slump from last week. So we went with Cook from running back. Everyone gonna be a running back except for Monroe St. Brown, receiver for Detroit. We got Cook from Buffalo. We got Trevion Henderson from the Patriots. We got Jonathan Taylor from the Colts. We got Derrick Henry from the Ravens. We got Javonte Williams from the Dallas Cowboys. We got Kyron Williams from the Rams. We got Christian McCaffrey from the Niners. And like I said, Brown from the Lions. All right, going with the over-unders. Let's get to it. See if my man can get us in there for yet another week, because it looks pretty identical. We're going to go. For me, I got a under on Atlanta, New Orleans, under on San Francisco, Carolina, over on Philly, Dallas, and over on Detroit and the Giants. All right, my man from the street went under heavy once again, taking the Chiefs, going under against the Colts. The Patriots going under against the Bengals. Them Lions going under against the Vikings. And a tough matchup with Tampa Bay going under against the Rams. All right, there you have it. There you have it. Week 12 picks right there for you. You know what I'm saying? As we get into it, we get late in the season, the picks get sharper. The wins should accumulate, man. That's what we hoping for. We still looking for that 40. You know what I'm saying? Still in sight. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't done with that. But right now, we just taking it at a week at a time. You know what I'm saying? Evaluating everything, the players, the coaches, what's going down out there with the refs, and we're going to put it together for you like we do every week. Let's get out of there for that cop that hot. Circle around one more time, and as usual, let's get that money.